Drifting away when it falls.
Hey, welcome to the first and only Father and Son podcast in Oklahoma City. I am Jermaine J. Jordan Sr.
I'm JQ.
I'm Corey.
I'm Jay.
And we are
Sharp on All Four Corners podcast.
And we like to just say welcome again.
What's
for
happening?
joining us today. We just got a little conversation and question and Q&A going on today. We just like to also give shout out to all the podcasters out there for inspiration and just doing what you do too. So today I just got a few questions for my sons. They might be a little tough questions, but we're going to go into it. My first thing I want to say is that I have noticed within this last couple months the elevation that you guys have been on. I am very proud to say that I see the growth. You know, we got my oldest son. I was glad to see him bring everybody out for my grandbaby's 7th birthday. She ran up on me and said, "Grandpa, I'm 7." And you just don't know, that just went through my body. You know what I'm saying? Baby boy just been doing his thing, you know, and bought his own car. And this one, we talked the other day, and he was talking about getting ready to get his passport. So I'm just glad to say I'm watching y'all, I see y'all moves, and I'm proud of that. So I got a question today. Here it is. What do you think the most misconception of men, success, and relationships? What do you think the most misconception is of men, success, and relationships?
Is that a 3-part question?
Yeah, it's
Three
three.
part.
You could say, so start with men. What do you think the misconception of men is?
I think the misconception with men is that, like, I feel like just certain opinions I've heard from, like, being around, and I feel like women think all men are lustful.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I feel like they like to say just like all of us cheat, all of us are lustful, or all of us just have these negative desires.
So you think
know what
that's
I mean?
a misconception?
Yes.
Okay. I can say that. I say it's because of the men they choose, right?
Right.
Not all men are that, right?
Right.
But you better not tell them that, because that's a problem. What y'all think?
Misconception about men.
Yeah.
I mean, just the average one, that no one, like, they just think we're fine all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
They really think we straight.
Yeah. Yeah. What you think, Jay?
Men, the men, like, number one, a lot of things that people don't talk about men is their mental health
Yeah.
and how much they carry,
Yeah. For
on their
sure.
back. Because we are men, so we don't express it as much as women do. Like how much, help we need, or, our pride gets in the way.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a lot of misconceptions about that particular thing.
Man, I think, and that's where I was gearing towards, you know, our feelings, our emotions. I think it's a misconception that men don't have feelings, or men don't have emotions.
That's
right?
crazy.
But a lot of people don't recognize that the reason why we're like that is because we conditioned not to express.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We've been conditioned and taught and raised and embedded. Be tough, be hard, be this all the time, or you're weak, or you're lame, or you're B. You know what I'm saying?
And-
if you do that,
And then a lot of times, too, when we finally do express ourselves, we end up expressing it wrong, and now we got to be sorry.
but
So,
go ahead.
like, I feel like people will do stuff from my personal experiences and just being with y'all. I feel like there's been a lot of ways where we have had issues with people and stuff like that, and they were acting out, or they did something that messed with us in a way to where it made it wasn't right for us. You know what I mean? And when we spoke up on it, no matter how we spoke up on it or addressed the situation, we had to come back and say sorry for how we addressed something that they did to us.
But that's considered weak, though, right? Like if you say you sorry or you do that, it's considered weak, and it's sad because if they always say that the good man or the good man ends up being last. You know what I'm saying? And the bad guy ends up being first. But if you look around, a lot of times they choose the bad guy and stay with him forever, but get a good guy and say they'll run all over him so they don't choose him. You know what I mean? So then there's another misconception that we're stuck in because we don't know which one that we should operate in, because we carry both, right? We carry good and we carry the bad, but we're trying to carry the good and be the good person so we can be accepted. But then when we do walk in that, we can get considered weak.
It gets taken for granted.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So what do you think the misconception of success is?
The misconception of success, I think the misconception of it is when people finally do get it, they abuse it. So like,
Wow.
once people finally get to that point that they reach success, they start to forget why they were even doing what they were doing in the first place.
Wow.
And like, I've seen it lately is like, there's some dude, some streamer named Deshae Frost or whatever his name is. He been getting bashed a lot lately because,
For what?
well, because when he first started off, he was doing like family stuff where it was like, you know, he was doing videos of like mukbangs with his sister or his mom and things like that. And now he's taking it to a point to where it's just like a lot of his stuff is kind of like sexualized in a sense. Like he's always talking about girls, or he's always got these women that look a certain way.
Took it to another
Taking
level
it to
because he felt like we're growing past that. Now let's go on to the next thing in the phase.
Well, I think it was that got too boring.
Yeah.
So
right,
it was
we're on
like,
to the next.
let's
Yeah.
do something to get some attention. And I
More
feel like
attention,
people, when they get success, they want to stay at the top. So they do stuff
Right.
to get more
Yeah,
attention.
I agree with that. Because they lose the drive and energy of why they got started. Because now we famous. Now we got a name. Now everybody's, you know what I mean? And
Now
to
we
keep
gotta
that,
stay
I'm
famous.
going to have to sell my soul, basically.
Yep.
You know.
Pretty much.
So what do you think the misconception of success is? What y'all think?
I would say that once you reach a level that you might think is your idea of success, there's always somewhere else you can reach. So I feel like for certain people, like millionaires and stuff, we might think they're excessive with what they're doing, but there's certain things that once you reach a place, like let's say you're at work or something, you get promoted, well, you might want to go somewhere else, right? So
Yeah.
it's a thing of like you can always do more, but success is kind of labeled as like this certain standard.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So you think the misconception is what?
Just the standard of success.
The
like,
standard of success.
because
is a
success
misconception.
could be anything to anyone.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right.
And we always talk about that. Whatever it is to you, we don't
Right.
have to live up to
The
what
world.
everybody says or our community says what success is. Because when you do, that's when you follow in the crowd. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're trying to be a part, and that's where you really get stuck. Because sometimes you're just not being yourself. What do you
Exactly.
think?
Yeah, the misconception is just based on people's perspectives. Like,
get it.
like us doing this podcast could be a success. Like, not even just making money, just
Yeah.
us being here all together.
Right.
Could be a success.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just all about your perspective on what you think
Yeah.
success is, because a lot of people obviously think it's money,
Yeah.
fame, or
Yeah.
your name getting notoriety.
Yeah.
But some people graduating college is a success. Not even
Right.
getting a job after you graduate, but just going to college
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
attending college.
Yeah.
Or
I think
getting a certain car or something like that could make somebody think they successful.
Yeah. For sure.
And which is fine. It's all
Right.
about your perspective on what.
It's just like you say, the misconception is what the standard is supposed
Right,
to be, what it
standard.
looks like. And for me, I think the misconception of success is that you're happy. You know,
Right.
they want people to believe that just because whatever that standard of success is, you're happy.
Or or people will see you having certain things and then think that you're happy because
Yeah.
you're successful.
right.
Yeah.
Or they'll think
Right.
you got it all figured out. So
Right.
don't nobody want to ask you for help or
Right.
check on you or see if you're doing good and things like
Because
that.
I've been down that road where, handling my responsibility with raising you guys, or just as a single man, I barely got a hand out where you need anything, can we help you, or You know what I'm saying? Because the perspective or the presentation looked like I had it handled. You know what I mean? But they don't know, like I told y'all before, the times where I probably was crying or I was beating up the walls, or you know what I'm saying? I didn't know what I was gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But just in the midst of that, they figured, oh well, he's always got it under control. And I was told that before. I think I told y'all that it was like we watch out for every other child, but we know we didn't come for you because we know you got it. And that kind of hurt me because I felt like even though you see me with all these babies,
It looked like I got it.
yeah, it looked like I had it. You know what I mean?
That's exactly why people need to check. Because if it
Yeah.
look good, that don't mean
That don't mean it's all good.
there's always
And that's
closed doors.
And that's the part where it looked like whatever the standard of success is, they think everybody's happy.
Right.
But if we look around and see how people done committed suicide, we done see where people have broken marriages and relationships and abused their kids and all this whole kind of stuff, and you think they're happy.
But
You
just-
know what I mean?
Right.
And they're not happy.
Just look in people's eyes.
Yeah.
You can just tell
You
sometimes.
could tell.
Yeah.
The eyes are the key to the
And
soul.
sometimes
so
I can do that with y'all. Like, what's up? Like, you
What's
know,
going on with
yeah,
you?
What's up with you? Like, I can tell something ain't right. I can see. You know what I mean?
Right.
What-
You can feel it.
Yeah. What is the misconception of relationships
relationships, like what kind?
of all kind? Any kind you can say marriage or boyfriend and girlfriend. You can say friends, homeboys. What and just relationships in general.
High expectations. That's a misconception of
And
me.
disappointing your relationship that you have with people,
Huh?
like disappointing them. And it could be your brother, your friend, girlfriend.
Yeah.
You get your homeboy say, "Hey, can you make it to this, or can you? Would you be able to show up to this?" And you like,
Yeah.
"No, I can't." Now he don't want to talk to you no more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like just because I couldn't make it to one, I got a life too.
Right.
Right.
Certain things like, even your girlfriend or your significant other. There's relationships. The
Yeah.
misconception is that it's perfect.
Yeah. Or supposed to be.
It's supposed
Right.
to be.
It's a soap opera
It's
relationship. We need.
It's a stage.
You know what gets me though? The misconception is you'll hear people say, like the other person, like for example, if you're married, you'll hear the wife say, "Well, I thought a husband is supposed to do this." Right, but then you'll hear the husband say, "Well, I thought a wife is supposed to do this." Now we are putting somebody
labels.
else's standard or perspective on our relationship.
Exactly.
You know
and
what I
that's
mean?
that's what I mean by expectations. I feel like when people get in these relationships, and it don't matter if it's a friendship, dating, whatever the case, we put expectations on people to be people that we haven't even met before, or that we've never even seen, if that makes sense. Like, I'm gonna just give my girlfriend an example. My girl be thinking I can just read her mind. And
You're supposed to by now.
by now,
like
and-
after all this time of learning her or being around her, you're supposed to know. But
right.
if you learning her, there is a lot of things you should know, right?
Right.
But I think the main thing you said is the expectations. We are not supposedly not supposed to put expectations on people, but we do.
Exactly.
It's just something in us that we expect you to know that this is what I need, or this is what I want, or this is how you're supposed to talk to me, or this is how you're supposed to touch me. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
And
you're
it's
supposed to know this, but
You gotta, and I have to tell myself, including my girl, like, we gotta learn each other. We can't just expect to be.
yeah.
We're not gonna ever be perfect, but we can work hard to be better every day.
But see, that's the thing that I don't agree with, because I'm like the confrontational one. Anything everybody says what they believe in, I'm against it. So I don't believe that we're not perfect. We are created perfectly, right? It's just that we don't make all perfect decisions based off the standard of what the world says. So choices and decisions that we might make doesn't have nothing to do with us being imperfect. But we put those two together. And a lot of times the reason why we make those choices and decisions is just because we're uneducated, not because we're imperfect.
Right.
That's my opinion. We are perfect. From head to toe, the Creator created you perfectly. We
Everything.
get told that in religion, right? You're wonderfully and perfectly made. But then you turn around and tell me we're not perfect people. Make it make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my thing is, did you say something?
No, not yet.
Oh, what'd you think?
I'd probably say that like relationships are meant to be temporary. Like not every relationship is supposed to be, lasting. Sometimes you just meet people for the moment or where you're at. And that's the thing with some people, like certain relationships, like you could say like dating, I guess. Like some people will try to hold on to it, and it's like that was just a moment. You guys liked each other and let it go.
But you know what though? What I've learned though in our community, anything we do, a lot of times when we know it's over, we still stay in it. Bad relationship, bad job, whatever. Instead of just letting it go, we've been brainwashed to believe, just have faith, just pray about it, just believe, and
Keep
you know
going.
it's toxic. You know it ain't no good. You know it's time to walk away. And we've been conditioned, stay in it, hang in there. And now, and then when it is finally over, you so messed up mentally, emotionally, that if anybody come into your life, man, they can't, you know what I'm saying? They can't stand you.
Right.
But for me, the misconception of relationships is that relationships are built on trust. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's not the foundation of any relationship, is trust. Because once you do that and they do something wrong or they hurt you, what happens to you?
Your whole
You become, I can't believe you done this to me, and you lose your mind, and some people can't bounce back from it. Some people become homeless. Some people shoot themselves in the head, you know what I'm saying, because they put so much trust in a person, in a human being. And I think the misconception is trust. And when I did a couple of marriages ceremonies, I don't remember saying, when it says through sickness or health, through death do us part, I don't remember the word trust being in that. You know what I mean? I don't remember saying we build and y'all going to stay in this built on trust. But that's why a lot of relationships, to me, my perspective, is failed is because what? They have used trust as the foundation of a relationship.
Exactly. And I think it makes it a lot easier. I think for me, learning as growing up is like even you letting us know like you will never trust us because you don't even trust yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why like going through life and experiencing stuff, when people just do stuff, I'm just if I don't like it to that bad, I'll just move away from it.
Right.
But if you do something, I kind of expected you to do it.
But the person is the writing is on the wall who they are. We're trying to see something else. I see that if you're still from your mama, you're still from me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like come on.
If you gonna disrespect people that take care of you, you're gonna disrespect me.
Right.
So it's like anything that I see that's foul from my eyes, if that makes sense. Because I can't say it may not be foul to them, but to me it's foul.
Right.
I'm gonna call it what it is.
Right, to you.
Exactly.
And if it's gonna bother you or make you uncomfortable, then it's best for you to separate
Move
yourself.
myself.
Yes.
And so like
I agree with that.
that's why it's like the trust thing. I completely agree because it's just like people say it all the time. Like I can't trust you. Like I never told you to.
I get told. This is what I get told. I'm a mystery. I tell you what I need you to know,
Like
but then
Batman.
you still feel like you don't know me. That's not my problem.
That is
though.
not.
You know what I
That's a
mean? That's not
personal-
my
Like,
problem.
I don't
That
know
I'm a
you.
mystery to you that it's something missing that you just don't. That's not my problem.
I kind of hate that statement like that. I don't know who you are. Like
Yeah.
I told
so
you
what?
what you wanted to know.
Yeah.
I get whatever.
Yeah.
I've given you all these
Yeah.
answers. So for the fact that you still don't know me,
Sometimes even if I let you in my space so you can see with your own two eyes and you still feel that way, I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
you don't like it, you ain't got to mess with it.
Here we go. So if you had to describe your father from 10 years ago when I took the responsibility alone raising you guys as a single man versus the man you see today, how would you describe me?
More laid back.
More laid back?
I would say more laid back, but I also say back then I felt like
10 years. Let's think about it. 10 years is a long time.
For sure.
10 years
Think
ago
about who you were 10 years ago.
I feel like you was a lot more stubborn to talk to. Like I feel like in certain ways, us trying to get you to understand where, because you would tell us like you've been here before or you've been our age before, and we still tried to get you to understand certain things from our era and our perspective. I felt like you were still kind of stubborn and like because like you said earlier, like whatever you believe, I'm against it. So
Yeah,
like
right.
in certain ways, I felt like growing up, it was hard to get you to understand like where I was coming from. And now more so, I think that I've experienced more life. I can say you are laid back because when I talk to you and explain stuff to you now, you'll have a different opinion, but it's not a this is what it is. It's maybe it's this, or maybe you should try this. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like back then it was kind of don't do that at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
and I can agree with that, but I know why it was that way is because then you were 18 and younger. So I had the authority to say, no, quit, don't stop. It's this way or that way. It ain't no way, right? But then as you get older, I had to grow, right?
Right.
As I conform from daddy to father, you growing from a boy to man, I had to change my,
teaching.
And a lot of times parents don't do that. They stay right there even when you was a kid even when you become older, they still, boy, go sit down somewhere, do what I say. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right,
what I
right.
say, what goes. And the reason why we're still able to even have this bond or have this podcast together is because I had to learn that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What you say?
Kind of the same. Like he said, like you grew. I would say, like since like 10 years ago.
10 years.
10 years ago, they were like leaving the house. So it's like you were kind of still like used to only your kids being like underage. So now that you've had older kids,
right,
and you've seen
grandkids,
like, seen stuff like that, it's kind of like you have a different perspective.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I can agree.
What you think, Jay?
Well, I don't think it changed. It was the number one. You had kids. Well, me, I'm just say for me, I was the first boy, so I'm the first teenager boy that you had, the first, going into high school or whatever. So the thing about that is, with them, it wasn't your first time with
right.
him and him.
Right.
It's even more
Right.
laid back with him now because I already know how boys get when they get 16, 17.
Right.
Me being, that was your first time seeing a boy grow up to be 16, 17, 18 and stuff like that. So you're like, what is going on? It was new to you. So now that you have this boy and then this boy, that it just naturally you just grew because of the experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
naturally.
Just naturally just grew. And
I can say that from 10 years ago to now, I have made the adjustments, and it was hard for y'all to talk to me or to express and say what y'all needed to say. But then there was times where y'all didn't understand that I'm saying no because I already see it from a mile away. Like I already see that because you feel this way, you want to do that, I can already tell you you're going to go down the wrong road. Mm-hmm. I can already see it coming, right? And sometimes y'all didn't understand from our perspective either, right? But I think, like you say, from experience, and you said it earlier, from y'all having more experience in life. But I do think that I did try to give everybody the same
opportunities,
instruction.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, hey, just do it this way. Listen to me. Follow me.
Mm-hmm.
Don't leave the house yet. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
Like, but everybody have their own.
I felt like it had to change a little bit.
Yeah.
Because when we moved out, you couldn't teach us the same thing because we on our own now.
Right. Right.
And
That's another thing too.
Right.
I think that kind of helped us too, because like even with Kari, like what you taught and what me and Jay had to learn, Kari didn't have to go through it as much as we did.
That's right.
And also we give him advice on how to handle his own life. You know what I mean?
And how to handle me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because he got y'all to say, okay, Kari, just don't do what we did. Just kind of listen and follow the play. You know what I'm saying?
Stick to your program.
His life is speaking for it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That he's actually following the play.
Exactly.
Here it is. Another question. Do you think there's a big difference between religion, politics, and the streets?
In the streets?
Yeah, and the streets.
Do I think there's a difference?
A big difference.
I think the difference. I think you shouldn't tangle them. Because I've had people, and everybody know about politics, that could make your best friend become your enemy.
Huh?
Which is crazy.
In what?
In politics.
Or just,
But just think about it. Religion can too.
Religion?
The streets do too.
Streets.
All of it.
So I'm trying to see, what do you think there's a big difference in those three?
I don't think there's a big difference. The only difference I think is gangs, they don't care about being the good guy. Politics and religion, they want to feel like they're the better than they're doing righteous and above, you know.
But gangs do it too. They want to feel like, you got some that want to feel like, I done fed the hood, I done gave people,
yeah.
you know, I done helped people eat. And
they
you know
all glorify something.
Yeah, they got to glorify that they done did something good for the community, for the hood, or for their family, right?
Ain't no difference there.
It's
They
just-
all the
it's all
same.
competition.
I think there's a difference one of the difference, I think, is just the lingo. They change the lingo to make it seem like it's better, right? So you get into religion, they start using the word love a lot, throwing it around, and they start using trust and belief and faith, around a lot. You know what I'm saying? But the same two always say F the world, right? The streets and religion. You know, religion tell you to be against the world, you know what I'm saying, and be a part of that. The streets tell, Pac used to scream it all the time, F the world or whatever. But then politics shows you the same thing. Mm-hmm. But they don't use that term. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So to me, I think everything just use a different lingo, but it still ran the same.
It's all the same.
What you think, Carter?
I just said it's all competition. That's what
All
it
of
is.
it. Mm-hmm. All of it, man.
It's who's the best.
Who and how you gonna reach the top and be worshipped as the God or the King, or whatever, right? So
Right now, I can say out of the three groups, the ones that is winning in that competition is the political side, and that's just because they're more involved in the worldly things than people think they are.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that, because when politics need to reach a certain level and there gets corruption, they go and grab religious
Bad
people.
guy, yeah.
They go and grab a pastor, somebody to come to pray or to come to give a speech, or you know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know if that is the case, but that's your take on it. I just think all of them have some political views, some religious views, and some political views in each one of them.
Each one of them.
Yeah. In each one of them, they serve the same way, just use different lingo.
Yeah, and it's all kind of the same hierarchy. Yeah, like you said,
Because
with
they
different
make rules
legal.
and they break them. Mm-hmm. They got laws and rules in it, and they don't follow them.
There's heads,
you
there's
just
little
keep on
guys,
going
there's
with it.
rankings
They
in all of them.
do it in all three.
I got a sub question.
Yes.
If you had all three, which one would you want to join? The streets, politics, or religion? If you had three choices in your life, like which one would you want to join?
Well, because I've been in the streets and I've been in religion, and I can see the corruption in politics.
Don't look like you want to join none of them.
I don't want to join because I've left all of them, right? But I can tell you where I was able to feel more comfortable being me, and that's when I was not a part of religion or politics. And I'm not just saying just straight street, but when I was in the streets, I was more me. I could adjust me and be in tune with me. When I became a religion, I had to be more religious type, right? I had to be conformed to that. In politics, I wasn't so in it, but I saw what we had to follow and what we had to be a part of to be successful or to be this and that. And so I don't necessarily say the street itself, but just being able to be myself. I think that was where
You probably choose the streets then.
I mean, you can say that, but the streets. I didn't like I didn't like how the groups, like you say, jealousy, and hatred, and backstabbing, and things like that was involved, right? Like they try to tell you that this is the laws, these are the rules, this is the game, this is what it is. But a lot of the cats in the streets didn't follow the rules. And then a lot of the older cats didn't even teach the game to the younger cats. So they was just running all over the place doing whatever, claiming they had the game. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't getting sat down and talked like they did in Get Rich or Die Trying or that other movie where oh boy, what was his name? The one before when 50 just got started in the game. He set them all down. And he said, this is how you cook it. And don't take the panties off this. And he did he gave them instructions on how to rise. I didn't see a lot of that going on. I didn't see a lot of cats, the older cats that was successful in life because they wanted to be worshiped.
So would you say a lot of your peers were kind of on some solo type of thing?
They was misled. Misguided, misinformed, miseducated. And I think that's why we ended up in those situations where we were abusing drugs or alcohol, or where we were going in and out of jail, but we were praising that. You know what I mean? They get ready to go to jail, we throwing a party. When they coming home, we throwing a party. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I think we was misled and misguided, and the things that we celebrated, it wasn't cool.
And I think from that taking place, it led all the way up until now. Because you don't even have to be technically street no more for you to have a reputation of some sort. You know what I mean?
Of gangster.
Right. So it's like, now it's not even like gang banging no more. It's more so, if you like that, get like that.
Right.
So it's like, I feel like because everybody was misled, it got to a point now where, it's a solo thing.
And it's also considered something to look forward to or look up to. Like if you ain't that, because you hear a lot of women say, I want a man with a little bit of gangster in him. I want a man that just has a little bit of swag in him. You know what I mean? I don't want nobody, somebody running my house, I ain't got, you know what I mean? But they don't know half them cats ain't like that either.
Man.
They just performing.
They look like
You know what
it.
I mean? But the cat you think ain't like that will get down through there. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. So, that's my thing.
They be glorifying the one.
Yeah, glorifying. Like
There's a few dudes. It's just like, y'all don't even know that boy bogus. Like,
But we've been misled.
He ain't talking about nothing.
We've been bamboozled. We've been hoodwinked. We've been lied to. We've been deceived, led astray. All that. You know what I mean? And anytime you try to get involved in something, it's because most of the time you're trying to do something right. Even if what you're getting into is wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean? When I jumped off the porch and started running the streets, I was trying to get into something I thought was right, and that was hang around dudes and become a man and learn how to,
make some money
and things of that nature. You know what I'm trying to say? And so when I picked that up and I realized it wasn't in my heart, you know what I'm saying? There was a place in time where I had to walk away. But after walking away from it, I wasn't so gangster. I wasn't the biggest D-boy or all that, but I did those things. And I used the word, I did gangster S. I did gangster stuff. I did a D-boy stuff. I did all those things, but I wasn't him. But because I tested all the waters to see what worked for me, I realized one thing, that for me to reach a certain plateau, I can't have all these habits. You know what I mean? Like smoking and drinking and partying and clubbing. And when I pushed all that stuff to the side and decided to get down through there, I saw my money stack. I saw my life change. I saw, you know what I'm saying? And I realized, okay, this ain't for me, because I don't do what everybody else do. So it might be a time for me to walk away from that. And that's the same thing that happened with religion. You know what I mean? I just realized that in those spaces and places, I'm not like them. You know what I mean? And some people say, well, you're supposed to be a preacher. You're supposed to be this. This is how you're supposed to look and how you're supposed to look. But then when I look at those preachers, I know they molest kids, or I know they got a woman on the side, or I know, you know what I'm saying, things of this nature. I'm like, I don't want to be a part of that either, because I don't want to be considered that. You know what I'm saying? Well, all preachers is this and all. No, I'm cool.
And shoot, it was even like that with like school and stuff. Like, it would be people who would come up to you and be like, "Oh, you friends with Whoop-Dee-Bee?" I'm associates with them.
Right.
They see me, I say what's up, but we ain't kicking it like that.
They say birds of a feather flock together.
Because as soon as you try to put me in a group, nah.
You don't believe in that?
Kinda.
Nah, I do.
Oh,
a little
birds,
bit.
Birds
No,
of a feather flock together?
To a degree.
Because
There's another saying that say, "Show me your friends, I'll show you your future."
Yeah.
So, well, I mean,
It has some substance to it, right? It has some
just a little bit, because you got those ones that you had people that you grew up with who did the same thing you did,
right?
You know,
right?
The street life or whatever, and
some
they
of them
are
was worse than me. Like
they
some
worse,
of them was.
But that's not who they are today.
Real.
Is what I'm saying. They didn't grow up like and stayed, and they grew from it.
Some
Some is what I'm
changed.
saying.
Some is still there. because
Some
that's
still
their
there,
life,
and then
that's what they
some you see
accepted,
got
that's who they
elevated.
are, that's their reputation, that's
Right.
their name, and they gonna die with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But for me, I think one part of it is because I didn't grow up in it. You know what I'm saying? Like I fell in it because of an image that was in front of me, which was my father, but then also my neighborhood, a product of my environment, right? But then I could say, but my mom had me in church throughout those years. So that was a lot of reasons why I was confused as who I was, because I'm supposed to live this way. So when I got around mom, I had to put on this performance for her, even though she might have knew I was out there. You know what I'm trying to say? But then out there, I had to put on a performance, and I just didn't like it. You know what I mean?
For so long.
For so long, man.
For so long. How long can a man take for he like, man, I'm really just doing this for the, for the gram, but
For the gram.
I'm cool on it.
Yeah, I'm cool.
I don't even
And a
want
lot
to
of
do it.
times,
'Cause I didn't- like, you did a lot of stuff.
A lot of times, people won't receive you. They won't accept it because they not wanting to change or elevate or grow. You know what I mean? So wherever you once were that they know you, that's who they still see you at.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
But-
then
but
when you
even
start
when you do
changing,
grow-
you lame.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
uncool,
Different.
you
Like,
weird.
We don't fool with him no more.
You changing.
Yeah.
You be like, dang, I ain't do nothing to you personally.
Right.
I just got my life together. Now you think I'm
And that's the
Now
crazy
I'm-
part. We supposed to be bros. Are we
Right.
supposed to be family?
Right.
Are we supposed to be?
Right.
But as soon as I make a difference, I don't agree with what you're doing anymore. Now we no longer. Then we wasn't ever that.
exactly.
If I get
You know what I'm
lame
saying?
after I don't want to do what you want to do no more, that's
Right.
crazy. You're supposed
We-
to
we
support
wasn't
me
never
to whatever I
partners
want to
anyway.
do.
If you gonna turn on me that quick over what decision I made to make my life elevate, you were never my
I
friend.
got a partner that told me
We
that
shouldn't even
people been
talk.
chit chattering about me, and he said he would tell them, why you got a problem with this man trying to better himself? You know what I'm saying? Why y'all got a problem and chit chatting and having discussions about this man? Matter of fact, why y'all got his name in y'all mouth when he trying to better himself? You know what I'm saying? And that's one of my day ones that's been my partner with the changes I've made. He still never changes being my friend. Called me his bro. That's one I have, right? But you don't have many that do that.
What did he gain from that?
From what?
From
Saying
talking about
that?
you?
What did they gain? They was talking
Well,
about
what they gain from that?
nothing, but because they want to make you look bad. They want to, because say for instance, people are praising you or giving you your credit or giving you your flowers, right?
Right.
You got some that, oh, he ain't nothing. He can't. He you know what I'm saying? He this, he that. Remember when this and that? They bringing up old stuff and all that, right? To demoralize your character. You know what I'm saying? When you know what I'm saying? Why you can't go do better with yourself? You got time to sit there. Jay-Z said something. If a person got time to sit there and talk about you all day, they got time to get up off their hands and go get some money. You know what I'm saying? You got that much time on your hands that you discussing me. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of that's why women say men act like bras, because they be conversating and having these, because they just like that. But I don't consider it acting like, I just say that's human nature. You know what I'm saying? I don't consider that if men sitting around gossiping, it's just like women. I don't consider that, because they've been doing it. They just do it in different areas. Like men would go to the club or the bar or something and do it. Women be at home on the phone or whatever doing it. It's the same thing. It's just different places and spaces that they did it at.
Like everybody talking about somebody.
Everybody's
Everybody
talking
about somebody.
Everybody got other people in their mouth.
You got the same amount of time in a day as Michael Jordan. He got 24 hours in a day, just like we do.
Who?
Michael Jordan,
Yeah.
but chose to be nobody. Decided to.
And see that, and that's another thing. A lot of people see. That's a question about him. Is he part of the group that's basically entrepreneur that has to be with somebody, or is he in ownership? Like is he in partnership or ownership? What makes him successful? So if we look at our community and see all the successful people, are they partnerships or are they ownerships? So is he successful because he's in partnership? And if he don't follow and not be a part of the community, he can continue to stay a billionaire. If he decide he want to come to the community and do Black Power stuff and talk about that, do you think he would still be the billionaire he is today?
I mean, we can
Michael
just
Jordan?
we can just see
Yeah.
that as an example with Kanye.
Do I think he would?
Kanye was a partnership, right? And when he decided he wanted to speak out, they took that from him, and he no longer was the billionaire, right? We can look at a lot of them that was like that. The P. Diddy's, everybody, that they was partnership and became millionaire. So until we become ownership, those that you feel like is a sellout or what they use the word Uncle Tom for, is because they in partnership and they have to follow the guidelines. But those that don't follow the guidelines, they don't get the success as those that's in partnership.
Those that stick to the protocol.
Do y'all believe LeBron is in partnership or have ownership?
Partnership.
Definitely partnership.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm glad you said that. Even though you like his game, you like him as a player or whatever, you being honest.
You know what you know, though.
Yeah, you know the truth, because they don't come out and say, you know what I'm saying, our community need to do this, or we need to come together and put our money together and start these schools and start these this and that, take our people to Africa and let them really see the ancient history of our people. Because if we call African Americans, then how come we don't know about Africa?
Sure.
How come we don't have the history or the teaching of Africa if we consider African Americans? Matter of fact, how come we don't know that ain't the original name of our ancestors, of the foundation or the civilization or where our indigenous people started was the name of that? How come we don't know that?
Never been taught to us.
Been teaching it. And what's crazy
And
is that all
another
those
thing is
dudes
this
got
younger
access to
generation
it.
for me, I be feeling like they don't even care no more. They like, I don't care where I came from. I'm here now.
Hey, but you can't be mad at it. But you can't be mad.
I mean,
at
I'm
them
just
for that,
saying, I
because
mean, yeah.
There's so much stuff out here that's misleading people.
Right.
They just like, man, I don't want to be a part
I
of
don't
none
want
of
that.
that.
I don't even care no more, bro. I'm just living, bro. Just leave me alone with all that history
remember
stuff.
I told y'all before, there's 4,000 religions and 45,000 denominations
crazy.
globally and counting. Which one is right?
Apparently all of them.
Being righteous. Being
Which
righteous.
one do you subscribe to, right?
Having
Right.
a golden
Which
rule.
one resonates with your spirit, right? Now, you might pick one, but say you pick one, then there's still 3,999 more.
And they got the same thing to offer you.
You know what I mean? They have a history, his story. They have a theology. You know what I'm saying? They have a doctrine or ideology. Which one is it? So why not say I want to start my own? He started his. How come I can't start my own on what I believe and what resonates with my spirit?
Gotta have a following.
But if you don't, you wrong. You with the devil. You this, you that, and I told somebody before. I said, so have you seen the devil before? Do you know what the devil look like? So they created an ideal of what a devil look like or what a devil does, and they promoted it so much that we believe in it and have faith that there is a devil. So now when something happens wrong in people's life, what do they say?
It's
the
the
devil
devil.
made me do it, or the devil's on my trail, or the devil, you know what I'm trying to say? If you walk outside and your tire's on flat, you know what people will say? The devil is messing with me. Why are you blaming it on the devil?
That's different if somebody slashed your tires though, versus they just flat.
Still, but you can't blame it. Who's the devil though? The person that did it, not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we fail to accept that we have good and evil in us. We fail to realize that God and the devil is in us. We fail to realize that it's just which one do you want to subscribe to? You know what I'm saying?
Bars.
But we get told it's outside of ourselves.
That was a bar. That was a bar.
You know what I mean? We get told it's outside of yourself. Get down on your knees and cry out and beg and all that kind of stuff. That's what we was taught. That's what we was trained to do.
Man,
Instead of
and
looking
they'll
in the
tell
mirror
you-
and telling yourself and give yourself affirmations and get off your hands and get up and get about your business. You know what I'm saying? No, you need to beg for it. You need to cry for it. You need to snot your nose and do all that to get something from the Creator. When He gave you everything that when He or she or however you want to put it, the divine force nature gave you that, gave you everything you needed.
And man, and don't you try to argue whatever they tell you. I told somebody to give me some facts about.
Right.
He was saying that Christianity came from Africa, and I said, give me some facts, and I'll
Right.
shut up.
Right.
That's just like you telling me the trees ain't come from the ground, and that's where they come from, and that's a fact. That's
Right.
where trees come from. But you can't give me the
me
facts,
proof.
and you
Give me
want me to
evidence.
believe it.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not about I'm not gonna force you to believe anything. It's not about what you can force me to believe.
Right.
It's what
Prove it.
facts do you have.
Yeah, prove it.
And he's like, that's an argument. It's not an argument. Give me facts. If you can't
Yeah.
give me no facts, then shut up.
But see, that's where we've been led so much is just believe it.
No.
Just believe what I say.
That's what you
He said
Don't,
believe
hey,
in
you
what?
remember how we do as parents? We don't want you. Don't ask me no questions. Do what I say. Well, that's what religion and everything else has done to us.
Don't ask me no
If you
questions.
look at politics, they keep putting so much stuff through the TV so much that they brainwash you to believe it.
And man, and then when you go up, they go up in there and go ask them questions. They start answering different questions.
Man, I'm telling you,
No,
they'll run from the question.
Avoid it.
You know what I mean?
You know, say-
and that's what we have done as parents too. We couldn't answer y'all's questions. We'll avoid it or tell you to shut up and go sit down or don't ask me no questions and stuff like that.
I don't feel like talking right now.
Yeah, because we wasn't prepared for it because we was misinformed, misled, miseducated. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think today that I'm at a space and place where I allow y'all to figure it out on your own. You know what I mean? Like, what do you want to worship? What do you want to praise? What do you want to believe in? What do you, because it's up to you. And anything you do, I just say this, as long as it's helping you be a better person. If it's not, then I think you shouldn't be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? We was a part of something because it was ingrained in me. It was instilled in me, right? To be a part of, to subscribe to Christianity. You know what I mean? But so I instilled that in y'all, but it didn't help us in our hearts, but it helped us religiously. You see what I'm trying to say? Because my heart still was broken. I was still torn. I was still, you know what I'm saying, trying to do what's right. But it helped my behavior, right? And doing more reading helped my language, helped my conversation where I didn't use so many cuss words or I didn't use a lot of, you know what I'm trying to say? But as far as my heart was still gone. I had to heal myself. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people think you need somebody outside of you to heal you. No, you can heal yourself. If you get counsel, you can get a program and eat fruits and herbs and vegetables and heal yourself.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You read a book, you can heal your mind by reading things. Corey, wake up, boy. Where you going? Come out of there. You done had a long week, ain't you?
That's crazy work.
Huh?
Just start zoning out.
Yeah, you did. But so, I mean, that's just me from there. But at the end of the day, man, we just have to continue looking at ourselves, building ourselves up. You know what I'm saying? Giving your own self confirmations, doing your own meditation, and keep loving yourself. You know what I'm saying?
That's one thing is, sure, I've been having to be nice to myself because, boy, I do something to get so mad. Yeah, like,
Man, if you love yourself and take care of you, you know what I'm saying? You'll do better. I'm telling you.
right.
You'll do better. I know
It's
how
not-
people try to
it's-
say, you think you all that, you better than, you this and that, you think you better than everybody. You mad because I love myself. You mad because I love me.
You mad because I want to do better for
It's
myself.
almost like somebody waking up and then they see you brushing your teeth. And they're like, why are you brushing your teeth? What you mean? I'm brushing my teeth.
Right.
You don't brush your teeth?
Right.
You don't
Right.
wake up in the morning, put some grease on your hair or something?
Yeah, you don't take
You
care
don't
of
even
yourself.
you don't
Right.
even look at
That's
yourself.
weird to you?
You
Like
don't
me
even-
brushing my teeth and taking care of myself is weird
Like the
to
first
you?
thing you should do when you get up is go to the bathroom.
Go straight to the bathroom.
Do
Throw
But
something.
this is the
Well-
thing, though. That's your perspective, right? Remember we was talking about
Right,
whatever you
right.
believe, because that's how you was trained, you was taught, you know what I mean? That's what you're supposed to do. But everybody don't do that.
They
and
don't.
and they don't have to.
They don't.
Well, we try to put this narrative on everybody. Everybody has to follow this way. Everybody has to believe in this. Everybody, if you don't, then you a part of the, you know what I'm saying, outcast. You the bad person.
I wouldn't say that, but like Cat Williams said, you better believe in something. I don't care what you believe
Yeah,
in,
believe in something.
but you better believe in something.
What do you have a belief?
When it comes to religion, no.
No, just in general.
Sure. I'm really trying to believe in myself right now.
You, Corey?
Myself, I guess.
Jay?
Belief in
We just whatever, whether it's religion, yourself, or it's just up to you. Do you have a system that, you know what I'm saying?
I believe in, well, for me personally, I believe in hard work pays off.
Okay.
Eventually.
Yeah.
I believe that.
Okay.
Because I've seen it a few times.
I believe hard work, but I don't believe in hard work with beating your body up until you retire. I don't believe in that crap. I just don't. I mean, hard work. It's hard work, but it don't always have to be 8 hours a day beating your feet up, beating your body up to get paid to do it. There's many ways to get it. You might have to put in the work, but we've been taught that if you ain't a man if you ain't out there throwing bricks and in that hot sun and all, you got me mixed up. I ain't him. You know what I mean? I done it. It wasn't for me. You know what I mean? Sorry. But y'all know it's our last.
Like, man, it's hot out here,
It's
man.
the end, man. I'm telling you, we did that hot stuff, man. It's coming to the end. You know what I'm saying? I thank you guys for being here today. I know y'all have work schedules, so y'all was able to make it. I'm glad to see y'all. It's been a minute. We got to go eat something, do something. But for the most part, this is the end of this segment, this episode. I appreciate you guys being here. We want to give a shout out to everybody that tuned in, that's subscribing to our YouTube page. We also have a Facebook page. Also, we're just continuing this journey, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Sharp on All Four Corners podcast is just that a father with his sons trying to keep us together and grow and build. We'll see y'all later.
See ya.
Peace.
Sayonara.